Hello everyone, so Fallout 76 just got a huge update a few hours ago, and there are dozens and dozens of things that are not the same anymore. But it's okay, because I have just tested a lot of things, and I will introduce you 15 things that have changed and that you really need to know. Stay tuned. Alright, so patch 6 has a lot of changes, that's for sure, but it's nowhere close to patch 5, where a lot of gameplay and combat changes were introduced, like the explosive damage nerfs and cap stashes that were instance and many other things. So in here it's more like they are trying to fix a lot of bugs and exploits. Again, I know in patch 5 they also did this, but in here they are doing it again and again and again, and that's great. They are balancing and they are fixing their game that should have been fixed from the start, but let's not judge here. So in here we have stash changes, workshop changes, a lot of camp and crafting fixes, but enough talking. Let's get into it, shall we? One of the first points in the patch notes is the new stash limit, which has been increased from 600 to 800, and that's quite a lot. But this point is as straightforward as it can get. This only means that you can store much more than before, and of course for free, and that's always a great thing in my opinion. Alright, so another thing about weight limit and carry and everything, so right now it's 1500 lbs, and you cannot exceed these number in your stash, in your inventory. So if you have more items than this limit, the game won't allow you to pick or craft anything else, because when you craft, things will automatically go to your inventory, and this update or change is to prevent exploits, in this case crafting, to have more carry or more things in your inventory than the limit. Now, I am not able to test this because I don't have enough items to actually reach the weight limit and check if I can still craft or not. But I'm quite confident they have implemented it as they have said. Patch 6 is bringing quite some changes to the wanted status and how it triggers. So if you still pickpocket any lock from another player's camp, you will still get the wanted status. If you destroy another item or part of the camp, you will also get a bounty on you. As you can see, my bounty is increasing. I'm sorry, by the way, for destroying this guy's base. It was in the name of science. Also, the turrets will eventually start shooting at you, so that's all the same. What's different now is that when you simply damage things without killing, then nothing happens. And I think this is highly exploitable. You know, someone can just come here to this guy's base, for example. There is no door, and I can just damage everything to like 1 HP, you know, like nothing will happen to me. I have no bounty, and his base is basically all destroyed or about to be. Then a wolf, a rat comes and destroys his base, and because, you know, everything is so low HP from players. But that's a topic for another day. One of the main changes in this patch is the player icons. So the system has been reworked, and now you can see the player icons in your map. Not only when you find players, as well as when a workshop is owned by a certain player, then you can also see their icons in the map. Now this also works for camps and for turrets created by players, as you can see, for example, this turret. And it displays the player's icon up there near the turret's name and level. So that's a very nice feature. The next point is about C.A.M.P stashes or C.A.M.P instances now. And they have been fixed because there were a lot of issues with C.A.M.P stashes generating only one C.A.M.P per stash. Even with the perk that allows you to search and get more C.A.M.Ps from a single stash. So now that seems to be fixed. I tested several C.A.M.P stashes and I have been getting a decent amount of C.A.M.Ps. I don't think it's malfunctioning, at least not for me. So do let me know if it's still bugged for you or not. Now, some players were abusing and exploiting the workshop system by building walls around the workshops, this red thing right here that allows you or used to allow you to contest or own a workshop. They have changed it. Now you don't need to be close to it or click the workshop to actually contest. You just have to be in range and then you can select you want to contest and wait until it's done. And that's it. It's simple and you can't exploit it anymore. That's always great. The voice chat system got some nice updates as well. So now you can see whoever is talking in different colors depending on their status. So neutral players are light yellow, whitish. For example, enemies are displayed in red. And for the first time in many weeks, I can finally see myself talking because I was affected by this eternal bug that didn't display the icon and my name when I was talking in game, which is extremely annoying and frustrating, and that's also fixed now. For those who didn't know, radworms is a disease that could affect mutations in the past. It could, for example, affect twisted muscles and increase the percentage of melee damage. And that was fantastic for my builds, but they have fixed it now and it no longer affects any mutations. And great news for everyone, the glorious inventory and stash bug has been fixed. So there was a huge issue with crafting and repair since patch 5, because when you had enough materials to craft or repair something, and the materials were split between your inventory and your stash, even in bulks, there was some conflict and the game kept telling you that you didn't have enough to repair or craft when you did. So that was ridiculous, very annoying. But now that seems to be fixed, and thanks that it happened. SCORCHEBEAST attacks have been nerfed, thanks God as well. So now they have a 10-second delay between the supersonic attack. This means that they no longer spam this annoying thing on you. It takes them at least 10 seconds to cast it again, which makes killing them so much easier. I only had to repair this turret twice, and it basically killed the SCORCHEBEAST on its own. I was just testing, tanking damage to see if it really got nerfed or not. And yes, the difference is very big, and you will surely notice it as well. Another great update is the fusion core priority. Now your power armor is basically selecting which fusion core to use, and it prioritizes by the charges. So the least charges you have, that's the fusion core that will be selected next. So I have this 50-100 fusion core, but I had a 45-100 and that one got selected first. So the system is working as intended. and you can rely on it now. And here is the fusion core with 45, as I said. And I think it's a very great change. There is also a nice camp placement update, which basically consists of when someone has their base in your place, the game will automatically ask you if you want to join another server where your place is free, or if you want to freely relocate your base. Now, I couldn't test this out because no one seems to have their base in my spot, and I didn't feel like moving my base into a popular spot. But I'm confident it's working. Even if it doesn't, I mean, these features already exist. They just made it more automatic and straightforward for people, and that's great. If you are a fan of the NUKA-GIRL ROCKETSUIT, then I have bad news for you. They have changed the suit very badly, and now it's 2 parts. The suit was divided, and there is only one part available right now, which is the suit itself, and the helmet is on hold because there were some bugs and they are still fixing and trying to get it back into the game. Now, this point is not part of the patch notes, but it has been recently added to the game, which is Legend of the Mothman. It's a season, so Bethesda is constantly changing this perk, and it's just I'm not sure what to say because I have played hundreds of hours and I've seen the Mothman once. I was around level 15 and it appeared like this in front of me and then it was gone. And today I played for 3-4 hours and I first saw it in the mountains near White Spring, and then it spawned in my base. Simple like this. And okay, I guess it's your chance to actually see and fight Mothman, so make sure to play a little bit at least, and I'm sure you're going to find it as well. Too bad for me I couldn't loot it, it's bugged. I had to harvest and move my base and still there was no loot. I guess it went underground or something. Oh well. Now I have 2 extras for you. The first one is about the clown outfit and the WENDIGO side mission, which has been bugged forever. And I was actually happy to see this update and I was like, okay, I can finally do this side mission. I went to collect my clown suit, I headed to the WENDIGO cave, I killed it, and guess what? Nothing happened. So I don't know what they're going on about because it's clearly not fixed. It's still there, and unless there's another clown suit, I don't think it's working. And the last extra I have for you is about Colonel GUTSY, and I was amused today how easily it can kill me. Now I have fought many of them in the past and they are quite strong, but today they were just annihilating me. Like, they do so much damage. What is this? I didn't see anything about increasing their damage in the patch notes, but it does feel to me they did something. Maybe it's just my imagination. If so, please do let me know in the comment section. I would like to know your opinion if you have fought any GUTSYs after patch 6, of course. Alright, that's going to be all for me for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, don't forget to subscribe and to click the notification button down there. And yeah, I hope I didn't miss any important changes for this patch. If so, feel free to tell me and I might make another video if there are too many. I don't think there are. I saw there are dozens of changes, but most of them are very small changes and they can't even be tested. So it's very vague, their descriptions. And there is no real way to test or to say if it's true or not, because they are basically changing the code of the game to try and fix, for example, exploits. And the only way actually is to exploit, and I have never done that so far, and I don't intend to. So that's going to be it for me. I'm Marta Branco, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!